All right, we live. What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine,
And I am still James.
and we got an epic discussion today. They are finally have released the. They didn't release the Snyder Cut. They finally released the. They finally announced. I'm sorry. They finally announced the Snyder Cut, and also we gonna have a trailer discussion for a movie I'm looking forward to. So, but before we do all that, we got an intro. Wrong intro. Sorry. Sheesh.
We'll do it live.
I know. Okay, I have an intro. We have an intro. All right, we back. Sorry about that, but when you go live, you risk that kind of stuff. All right, so the Snyder Cut, was announced yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday. It's gonna be on HBO Max. Now this is a cause for celebration for me because I've been asking for this ever since they released Justice League, and when I found out that like Zack Snyder, this was like they used like maybe like a quarter of his footage, so it's a whole nother version that's like a whole nother movie. I was like, I want to see that. What the hell? And they was like, oh well, it's not that much. Then it's like, stop lying, dude. And you know what else I hate? I hate how the people was trying to deny that just don't exist.
Yeah.
And all of them is quiet now. All of them. I'm like, why ain't they talking shit now? They was talking about how this shit don't exist. There is no Snyder Cut. You're idiots if you believe that.
Well, like, even like the ones who allowed us about it, if you like track how they've been changing their story, man, it's like, look, y'all, there ain't no Snyder Cut. Y'all need to quit. Okay, maybe there's a Snyder Cut, but it's not as good as y'all think it is, and they're never gonna. Okay, so they might release a Snyder Cut. Like, man, shut your
Like, yeah,
ass
you
up.
keep on just backtracking like, dog, you can moonwalk better than Michael Jackson because you just can backtrack everything you say. You steady backtrack. Every time you say something is, well, maybe the. Look, man, tell you what, how about you shut the fuck up, and if it is a version, let's see it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of telling me
Right.
that you know for sure that this is not a version, that this don't exist. You don't know that. Do you work with Warner Brothers? No, you don't. But you keep on saying, oh, well, da-da-da. Shut up, man. All the motherfuckers quiet now. Like all them like, what's that big round head motherfucker? John Campia. Like all them little YouTube personalities.
Yeah.
And most of them I can't stand. Jody's Corner. He was talking all shit too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, you want to talk about somebody who's been moonwalking on this shit?
You been keeping up a little bit?
Like, I've been checking out, like, a couple of folks I follow on Twitter, like, have been, like, tracking his backtracking on this one. It's like, man, fuck Jody.
Yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you entertaining to me, bro, but you on some bull crap. Because 1 minute you saying this, next minute you saying that. That means you just fake like the rest, dude. And it's kind of making me mad, dude, because I was like, okay, we got a nice look, got a brother with an entertaining channel. I like hearing that. But you've been bought out just like the rest, so I don't care. So I mean, of course, he be like, I'm real. All right, bro. You only real until people pay up. So I mean, it's all good though.
Exactly.
I'm cool though. I ain't trying to just talk shit about him, but I'm just saying he just put up a video saying that it ain't no Snyder Cut because he was talking about they were saying when Zack Snyder had this meeting. You know, I'm tripping. I can't even think of the word. I didn't think of the meeting. But Zack Snyder had a meeting with Warner Brothers, and it was about getting funding to finish this cut because a lot of the special effects are not done, and I think they got to put the score back together because they kind of, they fired Junkie XL and all that stuff.
Right.
So now he got to get his people back together, and it's like if you got, it's just like a when you put together a movie after you done shooting, and it's like now we got to go edit it and put it together. So that's the point they at, the editing and putting it together. So he just needed money for that. And Jody was talking about how, Warner Brothers closed the door on Zack Snyder. They told him, we ain't gonna use your shit and we're done with you. I was listening to him talk about it. I'm like, and he said, now everybody stop saying it's a Snyder cut, you full of crap. I'm like, okay, now what you got to say? And why she gonna make a video? You know what I hate about when people were wrong? They never eat crow. They never come out and say I was wrong. They just say, oh yeah, they did just jump on the bandwagon. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I can't wait for this. Whoa. Wasn't you just saying that this was crap, this don't exist, blah, blah, blah?
Or even worse, they'll be like, so because of these, and they love to talk about, the Snyder cultists, it's like, I guess the Snyder cultists did
right. Oh, yeah.
And so now there's going to be a Snyder cut.
This the
okay.
Thing. Right. This the thing for me, bro. I'm like this. If it's another version of this movie, why don't you want to see it? You know what I'm saying? It's Warner Bros. I mean, it's Warner Bros. It's DC Comics. It's Justice League. It's stuff I grew up on. So we got a version of it. It was a fun movie. I actually enjoyed that first movie, but I know it's a lot of things they could have done with their movie that made it better. The movie itself is enjoyable, but it's like it's an enjoyable standalone movie. It don't go with nothing else. It's kind of shallow too, because it seems like jump in, have some fun, get out. That's kind of movie it was. The way this is going to be now, what I'm hearing, this is going to be structured like a long epic movie that they say it's almost 4 hours. So I'm like, damn. And they contemplating whether to make it one long movie that's like 4 hours or a six-part miniseries. Break it up to 6 parts.
Like hell, do it like a British miniseries, dude.
I mean, I'm actually, you know what? I think they should do both. I think they should do both. They should put both on because it's gonna be on HBO Max streaming service. And I will be getting that, by the way. I bet you it's gonna be a lot of people. They sales gonna go through the roof just to see that damn cut.
You already know.
So, because that's how, like, when Disney Plus was going through the roof because everybody wanted to see Mandalorian. So, and then, so they ain't had nothing new since. It is like, okay, it's cool. And some people could have canceled their subscription by now.
Disney Plus ain't nothing but Mandalorian and nostalgia.
Yeah, I know. So, but anyway, I'm like, okay, so it's going to be like 4 hours of all this footage. Now, they said it's only... they only use like 25% of what he shot on that original theater cut. So this is going to be a whole nother movie. So why don't you want to see that? You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me so mad about people.
I even look back to like growing up, like even if it was just deleted scenes, like stuff like we shot this, it didn't work with the movie, but it was a great scene, so we decided to put it on the DVD.
Yeah. It's just like the people that's been actively trying to fight against it is making me so upset. You know what I'm saying? And they going to say, of course they're going to deny they trying to fight against it, but you are. And part of the reason I think they just don't want to be wrong. Like they don't want to feel stupid because they said it. They said this first. They came out and said this. And now when something come out that's contrary to what they were saying, they're going to feel stupid. So now they just trying to dig in and stay behind what they originally said.
Like, and I've been trying to figure out what the whole, like, there had to be something political behind that. Because, like, the extent to which people were fighting the idea of the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Because there's always a director's cut. There is always a director's cut.
Right. But see, this is more than just a director's cut.
Exactly.
Because this was a whole nother movie. You know what I'm saying? Where a director's cut, they added more scenes and it might have changed some of the way you feel about certain scenes.
Yeah.
This was down there a whole nother movie for when they came in and when Josh Whedon came in, he made a whole other movie. Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Because like I look at it like the studio is like, okay, so we're making a commercial movie, right? And Zach's like, no, I'm making art.
I'm making
But
art, and
you know,
I'm making it tied to something else.
right. And then the studio said, no, but we needed a commercial.
I know. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I remember people was talking about, and we could talk about a little bit. Why didn't his movie get made? Like, why didn't they use this footage to begin with? Why did they go so far as to bring in a whole nother director and make a whole nother movie? So what I was hearing is he shot so much. He shot like, he shot almost 4 hours worth of stuff,
Yeah.
and the studio said we need this movie under 2 hours and 20 minutes, and like so he tried to take what he had and made it 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it was unacceptable for them. So they brought Joss Whedon in and said, "Look, just make a whole another little 2 hour movie."
Yeah.
Because that first movie was just 2 hours, like 2 hours. That's it. Warner Brothers is such a shitty film company. Like to be so shallow and cheap that it's like they thought they was just gonna make all this money because because of popularity, whatever. And I'm glad that movie didn't take off like that, because now we wouldn't get to see what we seeing now. You know what I'm saying?
Because and that's the thing though, is like when they first announced that they were bringing Joss Whedon in to take over, like don't worry, he's just gonna finish the movie, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And then like every week you got another thing. Well, Joss is doing some reshoots. We called some people back. It ain't a big deal. And then by the time the movie came out, so this is Joss's movie right
Right,
here.
right. And it's like you said, they just like he just gonna come in and finish it up a little bit. No, he came in and did a whole nother movie. Because when they saw Snyder's cut, they was like, "No, this ain't going. We don't want this." And they had him come and do a whole nother movie. We wanted to be funny, like that's why they brought Josh Whedon. They wanted to be funny like Avengers. They wanted to be like Avengers, the first Avengers, because that was like such a phenomenon. But it's like this, what Zack Snyder set up is different from what Josh Whedon set up.
Yeah.
You can't take Josh Whedon and put him in the Snyderverse and just say, "Hey, do your little magic, make it funny, make it witty." You know what I'm saying?
So,
it didn't
this
work.
is one of the problems with trying to chase Marvel too. Is like, keep in mind they brought Joss Whedon in to do this after they established who most of these characters were. You'd already gotten to see what kind of sense of humor Tony Stark had. You knew how they could use Thor for humor. You knew how they could use Black Widow for some dry humor. You knew where all of them stood on that. So it's just, hey Joss, here's the ingredients. Make us an omelet. You can't toss him in with some characters he does not know yet, because he doesn't know Affleck's Batman like that. He doesn't know what Wonder Woman's humor is like. And so all you can do is put his humor in it, and it's pretty cringe most of the time.
Yeah, I know. It's because it don't go with the original way they set this universe up. And I was like, people go, "Oh, it's so not funny. It's not okay." Why don't you get your laughs at Marvel and let the adults get a serious take on this? I'm serious. I was to the point where I was like, it don't have to be funny. It don't have to be funny.
As my thing is, how are you going? Why would you try to inject humor into something that's got Batman as a main character?
Well, but see, the whole point, people was like, "Oh, it's a superhero film. It's got to be." No, it don't have to be funny, because Watchmen wasn't funny, and that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's like, okay, you set up a dark, grim universe. Maybe down the line you could get some humor in there, but this ain't funny right now.
What makes it even worse, it's still shot like a dark, superhero story.
Yeah, I know. It didn't work.
Like, it's so weird. Like you have this dark, like apocalyptic scene. The fate of the world is on the line. Everybody's serious, and then like folks start making jokes.
I know. What's that joke Batman said? Oh, it's definitely blood in his suit or some shit.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that. Like, okay, y'all made Batman look like the worst superhero ever.
Like, they made him out to be such a punk in that film.
I mean, Affleck, his face look all puffy and shit. I was like, dog, you know he didn't want to be there. He was drinking at that time.
Oh yeah. But like, even to the point, like when they're out of costume, he plays the worst version of Bruce Wayne I've ever seen.
Not to mention that wig didn't help him at all. It was clear a wig on his head, and because they tried to give him, I guess he cut his hair or something. They tried to give him his old look or whatever.
Yeah.
None of it worked for me, as far as on that standpoint. And the part where Superman was on the little cell phone video at the beginning, or where they added his mouth, whatever. I mean, where his mustache,
that mutant lip.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't in Snyder version either. So let's talk about some of the changes. Now I gotta look and see all the changes, but this is what I heard so far. Like, okay, that's cut out. And don't you know that the scene where Wonder Woman was telling them about who was Steppenwolf, what happened with that was supposed to be at the beginning, and that's a bigger scene where they showed all these other people that was fighting over the mother box before, which they said it's gonna kind of start off how like what's that? Was that Lord of the Rings, the third one? Kind of start off with like a war maybe. One of it says something like that.
Because like the war starts at the end of the second one and it opens up.
Okay, that's how it's gonna open up.
Yeah,
that's how it's gonna open up a war over the mother boxes, and they're gonna have like all these different like Zeus and all these, which I'm like, I'm on board. They look badass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, also that fixes one of the biggest problems with Justice League is show don't tell. Like if you have like 20 minutes of exposition on what effectively boils down to like 20% of your plot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's because you know what, that movie was made so fast. That's the problem, and like you said, you just gave us exposition on the whole plot of the movie in like 5 minutes, and the rest is just action. It's like, that's not a real movie. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just like, just some action. It was fun. Like I said, it was just fun. But it wasn't like a real like good in-depth movie. Like if you say, will this movie hold up as a good movie? Not really, but it's fun. So if you could sit back and watch some action and see some cool stuff, it's fun. So they're gonna have that scene, that whole war is gonna be like more of that, which I love. And of course, I told you I love Zack Snyder's visuals because the part where the Amazonians was fighting, trying to protect the mother box, that was like one of the best looking scenes to me. Just the way they had that whole thing set up, I was like, oh, this is Zack Snyder right here, boy. I can't wait to see more of his work. And then I started seeing Joss Whedon work. I was like, what happened to the stuff I wanted to see what Zack Snyder was doing? So I already knew, I could tell the difference of what Zack Snyder shot and what Joss Whedon shot, and I knew what I liked. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really was on board for this Snyder cut. So they were saying that what else was different? They said that they're gonna have this is my best news I heard. Now, this actually makes so much sense. So don't you know that Colonel dude, that the black guy that played the Colonel, he was in Man of Steel, and he was going. Yeah. And he was in I guess he was in BVS. He did he found the little Lois was asking him about the bullet and all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
That's actually was going to be Martian Manhunter at the end of the movie.
That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect.
I saw that. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, so at the end of this movie, it was going to be a Green Lantern, and it was going to be him, and he was going to be the Martian Manhunter. I was like, see, this dude know what he doing. So it just really pissed me off that they didn't continue going with this stuff, because I'm like, dude, they really actually set this universe up good. People just wasn't patient. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because
they tried to rush to the finish line.
They tried to rush, and the studio wasn't patient. But it makes me so mad. people blame him. They blame Zack Snyder for all the shit the studio did to make this even faster. And I'm like, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, if you set stuff like that up, like where that guy is a perfect Martian Manhunter. First off, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That's the perfect Martian Manhunter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nope, it didn't work because they didn't finish. You know, and they was gonna have the Green Lantern and the Martian Manhunter come at the end. So I'm talking about like, okay, with Justice League 2, we're gonna have more members now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you setting up something great, something that could be great, and you got other people, these punk ass YouTube channels that just complain about this, complain about every small detail. I feel like, you know what? Now I can't prove this. I feel like this is just my theory. I feel like Marvel paid them to sabotage this shit. I'm telling you, and people just follow suit with it. People just
hey, yo, Josh. So you're gonna be getting a call in a couple of days about this Justice League. Trash it.
Well, not just. Well, I'm talking about I'm I'm just talking about like all these YouTube channels. It seems that they're not giving none of the DC properties didn't get a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why are they not holding Marvel accountable for stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Captain Marvel that were not that good, but then they just jumping on DC for like every little detail that didn't make all the way sense in the in BVS and like every little, well, that didn't make sense. He had his shoelaces were untied, so that doesn't make sense at all. Like, really, y'all? And if you watch the theater cut, I mean the ultimate cut of BVS, the story did make sense because they cut 30 minutes out of all important stuff that made the story make sense in the theatrical cut. You know?
Yeah.
So
like that's the weird thing, man. Like I think there's a weird thing that happens with comic book movies specifically. Like anything that they don't think is punchy enough will like just doesn't make it into the cut, even if it's necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like, I don't know why.
Well, the studio, see, not to mention, so the studio will mess with your movie. First off, the studio, you can make a movie, finish it, and you know you can screen it for your friends, and everybody says a masterpiece. And then you give it to the studio, and then once it come out of the theater, you go to the theaters, you be like, what the hell is happening to my movie? You know what I'm saying? Because it's their property. You know what I'm saying? You can make a fucking masterpiece, and they will cut your shit up and then throw it out in the theaters. And which is what they did with BVS. They cut out the main plot points of things that made sense, that made things make sense, and they put it out in the theater, and then everybody went to the theater. They was like, what the why would people think that Superman shot people? You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's not what happened, but that's the way the theater cut made it look, you know?
Yeah.
They made it look like people was mad at Superman for killing people that got shot, but they had a whole nother plot point for that, which that never came to fruition in the theater cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
just things like that is like, you know, a studio can ruin your movie before it's released, you know. So I just think that it's not fair that everybody jumped on Zack Snyder once the BVS was incoherent like it was, because look what the studio did to it.
You're right.
But I ain't saying it's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But it's just the fact that for what I got, I knew the next one would have been better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For BVS, you know.
You know, it's kind of like the whole thing with Star Wars, man. Like when you have someone who has a consistent vision, and then you have someone who doesn't get that vision come in and plug something in, it's not going to work. You know?
Right. I know. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I'm back. Sorry. So anyway,
But yeah,
Yeah. The sorry, I was getting something ready. So yeah, so the version we got of Justice League, like I said, it was fun, but it was real shallow. So
Popcorn.
exactly. So so once I knew it was another cut, that's why I was like, okay, they got to release it. They got to at least release it on DVD, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they're doing this HBO Max thing, even though I don't have that. I don't have that, but like I said, I'm gonna get it. I'm not sure how much it costs, but who cares? I mean, streaming service. There's so many damn streaming services out here. You might as well get it for one movie or one
Correct.
show.
I mean, it's cheap. Look, it's cheaper than actually renting the motherfucker.
No, then you can watch all the other stuff they got on there. And actually, they got that Watchmen. I mean, the Watchmen TV show. I haven't actually seen all of that, so I'm like, I can watch that. I can check out some other stuff I got to see. But yeah, it's it looks oh, sorry. God damn it. Pardon me. So, like I was saying, yeah, I can't wait till it's gonna drop. I don't know when it's gonna actually drop, but it's supposed to be next year sometime.
Next year sometime.
So basically, he got to work on the special effects, and I think they're gonna redo the music. And I was hearing they're gonna redo Steppenwolf. Like nobody liked that CGI.
So apparently, he's been alluding to. I don't know if he stated it verbatim, but he's alluding to the fact that he's going back to his original design for Steppenwolf.
So I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it. Like, or is this gonna be full CGI? They're gonna mocap a person, or whatever. I guess I don't know how they would do that though, right? I guess he was full CGI anyway.
Well, most they could just take them were full CGI anyway.
So they could just take the mocap of the person that already did those scenes and put they CGI over it. I guess they could do that, right?
If it was mocap, I don't know how much of Steppenwolf was.
So he was full CGI then.
I think there were a couple of mocap scenes, but I think a lot of his stuff was full CGI. Don't quote me on that. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, those kind of I got a couple questions with stuff like that. If they're gonna redo scenes like whole characters, how they gonna do that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, that's why he got the $30 million budget to kind of like redo this and redo that. I'm glad they gave him enough to do it too. Knowing Warner Brothers, they probably like, we'll give you $5. You know what I'm saying?
Look, here's a couple bucks. Go buy yourself something nice.
I mean, they'll say, oh yeah, they'll ask him to do this and do that, and they won't even give him what he need. Give him what he need, let him do it, and I'm telling you, this is a good move for them because now a lot of people gonna order this HBO Max. They knew what they was doing.
Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't just do this as like a petty cash grab. Like, look, y'all wanted the movie, you're getting the movie. We didn't say we was gonna put all money on it.
Right. So I'm happy to see this, and from what I was hearing, it's gonna be down to a whole different type of movie, and and it's actually looks real exciting and promising. Now, do you think I'm gonna close out on this? Do you think if this is very successful, will they continue with DC Universe, which pretty much almost died out?
I think they will because they still went ahead and got this Wonder Woman out. It's still, so far as I understand, it's canon compliant with BVS and Justice League. So I think if this works, they're gonna restart their work on that Flash solo flick, all that. So I think this could be the thing that breathes life back into that, and we'll just act like this was the version all along.
I know. Which they known for trying to take the credit, even though they messed everything up. So once somebody right the ship, then they, oh yeah, well that's the way we had planned all along. Shut up.
They gonna put it in all of their writers whenever they start doing press tours and junkets and whatnot. Look, don't ask us about Joss's version of the movie. It doesn't exist.
I know. So yeah, first everybody was talking about how Zack Snyder ain't this, ain't that. Now it's now it's gonna be Josh Whedon ain't this, ain't that. Like y'all fake. You know what I'm saying? Just be,
Yeah.
Say what you mean, and don't backtrack. Just you know what I'm saying. I respect everybody's opinion. You don't have to go with the popular opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just, if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do like it, you do like it. But that's how that's what these YouTube channels do. They just take whatever the popular opinion is and they just go with that. You know, I can't get on my nerve with that stuff, man. But yeah, it's I can't wait to see it. And if they're gonna keep that ending, like I was telling you, I think that sets up for some more, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and that's my thing is like it's really hard, and like I understand this is something that some folks have a problem with, you know, as far as comic book movies go, but it's really hard not to put referential stuff in there because you know what the world is supposed to be and you want folks to get the sense of the world. Mm-hmm. So like to me that stuff is just necessary. You know. Like you can't have a world with the Justice League and there's not a Green Lantern out there somewhere. You know. You can't, like, why shouldn't there be a Martian Manhunter kicking about somewhere? You know. And if you can also have that easy in of saying, "Oh, remember so and so? That was him the whole time."
What you said? What now?
Like with Martian Manhunter, like you get that easy out of saying, "Oh, Martian Manhunter was here the whole time. He just didn't let y'all know he was Martian Manhunter." You know.
I know. Like it's like that with that idea, just that one little small idea. That one little small idea makes me like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that just made me so excited. Just hearing that idea.
and that's such a small moment, but it expands your world so much.
Right. Know? That's why I was like,
so much stuff you can say. Yeah, so much.
That's why I was like, why ain't they using this dude ideas? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? And then Marvel proved that you can do this. I mean, Marvel proved that you can expand your universe and go beyond what people already know, like with the Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff. You know, where it's who would have thought that? So they went from Iron Man that was grounded in reality to Guardians of the Galaxy that was just like, you know what I'm saying, like a talking tree, a talking raccoon.
Hold up, man. I got flashing lights outside. I gotta check this out.
All right, I'll talk to the people. Only my word is important anyway. So anyway, see, I got two people. I said, "What's up, Frida?" I don't know if you still watching. How you doing? I want to get your opinion on this for real. I didn't know if you was busy or not. I didn't want to hit you up at the last minute to get on something, but we get on something on our next podcast. Good. You back?
They ain't here for me. We good.
Really, dude?
Yeah, I guess they got the paramedics over for one of the neighbors out here. So
they gotta wait because we doing the podcast right now. So
right. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like something serious. Like we got word that the gas main is backing up. We need y'all out of here. You know?
Well, they gotta wait too. We got a podcast finished. Shit, we got the Snyder cut. What you talking about? No, anyway. Anyway, man. We're gonna we're gonna switch gears to we're gonna do our little trailer discussion. But yeah, that's our talk for the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut was let's see if I can get this picture up here. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the Snyder cut, man. And I'm kind of like, and I'm tripping off like, whoopsie daisy. I'm gonna put you up while I fix this. But yeah, that's my, God damn it. That's my my problems with people with talking stuff about it. I was like, dude, I want to see it. I don't know about you, but I want to see. I want to see this. I want to see if you got a different movie. Like if you got more stuff to make up a whole another movie. You mean to tell me nobody's curious about that? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of making me mad.
That was my thing, man. It's like there is no version of events where that isn't something that folks want to see. You know,
Right.
like there's no reason not to want to see this movie.
Yeah, and the way these channels was going off, I feel like they had agenda. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All these channels that was talking all this stuff about how they don't like how this cut don't exist. Stop asking for it. It's like they was trying to stop people from asking for it just so it wouldn't come out. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you seem like you got an agenda, bro. You know,
Like
I
even
don't respect people like that.
like I hate to keep name dropping old boy, but like even like Jody's like, look, like folks been hitting him. I thought there wasn't no cut. I was like, no, there isn't a cut. He said he needed months to work on it. It's not gonna be a cut till next
But
week. Man,
that's bull crap because you said it wasn't, not you, but he said,
right.
oh, it wasn't enough footage to make a whole nother cut. This whole nother cut don't exist. This can't come out. Y'all dreaming, you know.
Yeah.
Now what? You know, basically they said it was only 20% of the stuff that he shot was actually used. So you got a whole 80% of footage to use, you know, that we ain't even seen yet. You know, that's exciting in itself.
Exactly.
And if we don't like it, hey, if it ain't good, hey, at least we got it.
But look, and you know what? Like, and my thing is like, again, I ain't never bought into anything for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's not good, we gonna talk about it.
Right, right.
But at least have the wherewithal to say, let's see what they got going on.
Right. So, all right, man. That's our discussion for the Snyder Cut, man. I had to talk about it because I feel like we won all the people that's been asking for it, all the people that's been, you know, I've been hashtagging, you know, because I got Zack Snyder on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter, so I was like hashtag Snyder Cut. You know, I didn't think it was gonna lead nowhere, but I mean, shit, it did. We won one.
Right.
So anyway, so we're gonna switch gears and talk about we're gonna do a little reaction for the Tenet starring John David Washington. And you said you ain't seen this yet, right?
Right. I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah. Now I did a reaction for the first trailer. It looks good, man. Do you know what it's about? Or do you got a clue?
I honestly don't even remember, bro.
He was breaking up a little bit, but
I don't.
you know what? It's just like what was his other movie? Inception. It's like one of the movies you got to watch like 8 times to kind of get, because the first trailer it looks good, but I really can't tell you what the hell it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's something about time though. It's like they had something where something happened and then it kind of reversed and went back to where it was or something like that. But they just threw that out there like it was in the middle of some action. Like you saw action, so you was like, okay, cool, just another action movie. And then stuff just kind of like reversed.
Yeah.
You know? Then you like, what the?
Yeah, I do remember
okay.
that now. I'm remembering that now.
So, from what I heard, this is the second trailer that kind of explain more of the plot, which I kind of wish they wouldn't do that because I like going in kind of not knowing what the hell to expect. But a lot of people complain that they don't know what the hell it is, so they're going to reveal more of the plot, which, I mean, it can go either way on that. You know?
We'll see how that works out, but like, hopefully they don't reveal too much.
Yeah, we'll see. And then, like I said, the sometimes the director and the people who create the movie don't make the trailers, and they sometimes the studio get that final say on what actually get released.
True.
So let me go ahead and bring this up. I'm gonna go ahead see where we at. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead bring this up. So I don't have my picture set up right now, so I'm just gonna show the trailer, and then I'm you got yours pulled up?
I got it ready.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show the trailer, and then I'm gonna just do a little reaction for it after this. So this is the Tenet trailer 2. You ready?
Yep.
All right.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too. Use it carefully.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Boy, love Michael Caine.
Why don't you bring me in?
You really want to know?
He can communicate with the future.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa. Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
He talking to the
Duty
audience.
transcends national interests.
Yeah.
This is about survival.
Seems bold.
Bold, I'm fine with. I thought you were gonna say nuts.
This is where our worlds collide.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
Well, happened here.
Hasn't happened yet.
There are people in the future who need us. Who need Tenet.
We need to save them here and now.
This reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened? You want to crash a plane,
But not from the air. That was so dramatic.
well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
Okay.
So that's probably gonna be the first movie back in theaters.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm glad it's gonna be something like that and not
Yeah.
no bull crap, because there been movies that's been going straight to streaming that I'm like, thank God y'all did not try to take that to the movie theater like Scoob. Shit like that.
Like, just imagine if that had been the first movie you saw in theaters after all this was Scoob.
Yeah. Then you'd be wish you had a coronavirus after 6 years. That shit. So anyway, all right, that was Tenet, man. That was Tenet starring David Washington. John David Washington, that's his name. Yeah, Denzel Washington's son. I'm sure he don't want to be just called, baby Denzel or nothing like that.
Right.
But he holding his own. Cause
He got chops more than a little bit. So.
Right. He don't look just like his dad. He got some mannerisms like Denzel, but he seems his own man. Like I don't just see Denzel when I see him. So
Right.
I think he worked. I think he's a good standing on his own without in his dad's shadow or whatever. What you think of this trailer?
I'm down for it, man. I'm reminded suddenly, I remember when the Inception trailers came out, and the way they chose to leak how everything was working without showing you how everything was working just made you a little more confused every time.
That's what I was gonna get to, where it was like it looked good, but did you get the plot, or did it make I was like, I think y'all confuse people more with this.
Yeah.
Than,
I think there's a Russian bad guy.
Right.
I guess Michael Caine knows what's going on.
Yeah. Michael Caine played the same character in every damn movie in all Christopher Nolan's movies, I swear.
He's a British guy that knows stuff. That's
he's always the not kind of like the mentor that's helping the young protagonist along. He you know what I'm saying? He always played that role. But yeah, the okay, it's like the time travel stuff. First of all, when you get into time travel, you got to kind of it gets more complicated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you got to be like, okay, did this make sense? Does this timeline change that timeline and this timeline? It's like, well, okay, if I go back in time to change something, if it creates a whole nother timeline, then what the hell?
Yeah.
It's confusing, dude.
Time travel is hard, man. Time travel is hard, man. This is big brain talk right here, but I will say, like, to get off the time travel a little bit, man, I already like Rob Pattinson's character, man.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you want to crash a plane? Not from the air. Don't be dramatic.
Yeah, it's kind of weird hearing him talk so British. Which, I mean, like, he is British, but you got used to him being
I still haven't seen him be British in a film yet. So
right, he probably did in a couple things. Nothing I've seen.
It's kind of the same as like watching Extraction, and Chris Hemsworth was Australian. I'm like,
yeah,
like I forgot he was Australian. God damn.
Right.
Okay. So
that shows you all the foreigners are taking all the good roles in Hollywood. But anyway,
they're taking our jobs.
So anyway, it looks like they making some kind of group, some kind of military. I mean, some kind of. It's kind of like, I don't want to say Men in Black or something, but like a government making like a secret group that's using a technology that's not known to anyone yet to stop people that's also using this technology. Would you say that maybe?
I think so. I think that's what we're looking at here. I'm not 100 on that, but like they got something going on like that.
I just feel like maybe, and this is probably like a cliche story. Maybe they all was working on this. They have these people working on this new technology, the time travel, whatever. Some people wanted to use it for their own personal gain or whatever, stole it. So now the people that's still the good guys in the picture, we're going to have to recruit somebody and teach them how to use it to stop said person or whatever. Something like that, which is exciting, but it's been done before. What you think about the effects and stuff?
Man, it's, you know what, like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use, that kind of rewind effect to like this ever. Like, I've seen people briefly turn back time to give themselves an advantage before, but like never like actively like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's different. It's mad different.
But would you say it's sort of a cheat to do, hey, we don't need dope ass special effects. We could just rewind that shit. And then people gonna be like, whoa, I've never seen it before. Motherfucker, we just rewinded it.
Well, like, cause it's weird. Like, there's that one scene when they walk in the hallway. What happened here? It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not trying to diminish it. It's actually it's fun. It looked dope. You know what I'm saying? It's something I ain't seen before. That is the most important thing to me. You giving me something that I haven't seen before, because when I just started to see the same old every year, and when they do, remember when Wire Food became a thing, so they kept showing people jump in the air and do kicks.
Everybody
and shit.
Was flying, man.
Yeah, it's like, it got to the point like, okay, I didn't seen the backflip kick 100 times. Enough. You know what I'm saying? Where now they showing me something I haven't seen. The way they doing action backwards. Like, okay, I haven't seen that.
So I think what's really going to decide how well this comes off is how they ground it. Because, like, I was watching Deadpool 2 the other day, and there's that scene where he's chasing down that last guy before the movie really starts. The guy that jumps in the panic room.
Okay.
And I never noticed watching that movie, the dude running for the panic room is the only person in that whole scene that's in slow motion. So he's running in slow motion, but all the action behind him is happening in real time.
Now, you said Deadpool?
Yeah, Deadpool 2.
I don't remember that. I have to go back and look.
It's the guy that he ends up holding them while they get run over with a truck.
Okay. Yeah.
After his girlfriend dies.
That's also the problem too. With something like Deadpool, you so focus on the jokes, you'll miss good stuff like that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And so like I remember like I'm watching that and like this is maybe the third time I've seen Deadpool 2. And I'm like, how if it hadn't been a Deadpool movie, I would have noticed that.
Right. So that's cool.
So long as their implementation is on point, like this rewind action technique, so long as they ground it well, it should work.
Right. And I'm on board, really on board. But I was trying to get a grasp on what it is, and I'm still confused.
Too bad. Why you do that to yourself? Why you do that?
I got confused, man, when I saw the thing with the bullets. I didn't quite understand what they was trying to say with that. When he shot I guess he shot the target or whatever, and it didn't hit. Did it not hit?
It hit. So like this is the thing. Like the first trailer, I didn't quite get this, but like it's kind of like an extension of the Wanted thing, where it's like nah. Do what you're gonna do with that bullet, and it's gonna happen. Don't worry about is it possible or is it gonna work? Don't worry about that. Just do the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so like in the first trailer, it looked like they were just rewinding the whole trailer, you know.
Yeah. Well, but no, they just took some. Actually, it didn't do that rewind stuff until that car accident. Like you didn't. The first trailer, they kind of showed the aspect.
Well, the bit on the boats was going and rewind the whole time.
On the first trailer.
Yeah. If you
this is what I remember. This is what I remember. It was kind of like somebody recruiting somebody for a new unit. Things like, hey, you got to be on another level to join this unit. You know, he kind of like, you know, I'm tired of, you know, doing this normal stuff. I'm ready to take it to the next level, something like that. Yeah. And then we didn't see. Well, I didn't know no stuff was involved with time travel until you saw a car accident, and then it kind of rewinded and went back.
But like the
and
first,
he looking like I was with his mouth wide open.
The first thing that they showed that's like notably for me, like being rewound, is the rappelling scene where it looks like they're getting yanked up the wall.
Yeah.
And
but that wasn't in rewind though. I thought that was this. It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I'm thinking like, okay, so they just gonna do all these action scenes backward.
And so like what I'm seeing is they're picking and choosing what parts of those scenes are in rewind.
Yeah.
So like part of the scene where they're rappelling, they're in live action. Yeah. And they're just going up the wall. Right. But some of it is them like rewinding, rappelling down.
Mm. How does that work with time travel, though?
I don't know.
So are they reversing what they did? That's what they, you know, what, huh? So like, if I want to go up, wait, hold on.
Look, think of it,
I'm saying like if I fall and I reverse, I go back up. So
look,
how do I get back? Inception. How do I get to my destination?
Look, just think of it like Inception. Just do it. Right. Don't worry about the how. Just do it.
As I said with Inception, people just not understanding that shit. Like people just not like, you know what? That shit came out 2010, and people just not saying like, you know what? Now I understand why that damn top was spinning and didn't fall. Oh, I get it now. It's 10 years later.
Yeah. Look, and it's gonna be 2035 before folks get Tenet. So.
That's good though, man, because I need something right now that's good. Like if we're gonna go back to the theaters we're gonna go back to the theaters on a movie, let me go back on something good, not nothing like Scoob. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back on something that's gonna make me, you know, really into it. You know what I'm saying? When is it coming out? Did it say?
I don't think they said the when. They just said that it was coming to theaters. Oh,
okay. I think in July. I think it said July last time I saw it, which is cool because I mean theaters should be opening up by then. I know
Right.
Mostly in June people gonna start opening things, but people gonna be a little scared to kind of like if it's a lot of people, they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm good.
I mean, I'm hoping Universal manages to fix things with Regal and AMC, but
I heard something like that. They're not releasing no Universal movies or something.
Yeah, so when Universal said they was going to start releasing all this stuff on streaming going forward,
Really?
in conjunction with putting it in theaters, they were going to put it in streaming. And so AMC Regal said, "You ain't gonna fuck with our money. We just ain't gonna have y'all no more."
So I wonder when they open the movies, they're gonna do like you can only sit in every other seat kind of deal.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
But like it's one of those things like they still trying to figure out how viable that is.
Which I know which I don't mind that because I don't like nobody's
right.
Like I literally had to change nothing about my lifestyle ever since the pandemic too. 'Cause I don't like crowds. I don't like a lot of people around me like that. I don't like places where you got to bump into people. So 6 feet, you got to keep 6 feet of distance. I like social
you
distance.
you already know me, man. Like I'm the living embodiment of that meme where it's like, so I guess you're staying in because of the corona.
So, no, I just like to stay in. Shit.
Like, I just don't fuck with y'all people. Like, come on now. But yeah, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope this is the first. I hope this come out real soon. Like I said, I guess in July. But other than that, man, hold on a second. God damn it. Okay. I was just looking at something. Okay. Anyway. Sorry. So, okay. Gonna be a good movie. Can't wait to see it. Christopher Nolan. And we will be reviewing that as soon as we can. But we don't know when. But until then, we'll be getting in some Netflix movies, I guess. So I guess we can wrap up the little trailer reaction. We will get some stuff in probably next week. Excuse me. Get some stuff in next week. So be on the lookout for some movie reviews. We're gonna be doing some Netflix and some Hulu, whatever. Taking requests. If anybody got any requests, take a request to review that. But as of now, we just can get you. We'll just review whatever we watching or whatever. So thanks for checking us out, and we will be back next Wednesday. We're trying to keep to a schedule. Trying to do Wednesdays at about. See, I can't even give a good perfect. Let's say noon. We're gonna do Wednesdays at noon. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, why not, man? Midday, midweek. Let's get it.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. We out of here. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us some comments. Let us know what you think about the Snyder Cut. Let us know what you think about the Tenet trailer. And let me know, and please hit me up and let me know about some stuff that's coming out that maybe I might missed or whatever, or we might have missed. All right, we out of here.
Peace, y'all.
Peace and a bottle of hair grease. God damn it. It's like all my stuff all messed up. Okay, now we